I'm back. I'm biased, I'm bothered, and I am always unfiltered. If you are easily offended, this is not the place for you. But you still haven't managed to worthy up. Not to worry, let's get into this mess. While these two are swapping fishy spits in the seafood restaurant, we're back with the family, yeah, still in the park. Anyway, they reckon that Kody is going to be worried because he's coming home from holiday and he's going to have to deal with them. And then Mary says that she has told Kody, you just need to be fair, Kody, and you just need to fill our emotional tanks. I thought, Mary, the man is not filling anything unless it's Robyn. Let's be real here. And then the OGs are having this back and forth about Kody. And then Mary again, right? Mary says that she reckons Kody is the glue that holds the family together and that the world should just be revolving around him. I thought, Mary, take a damn seat and stay there. Actually, do you know what, Mary? Just stop talking at this stage. Literally, just stop talking. You're not doing yourself any favours. Anyway, we're back in San Diego with these two gobshites. I have to say, right, when I see this, because they're on a tuk-tuk, okay? Now, bear in mind, it's raining. It's raining. I can only describe this thing as a tuk-tuk. I think that's what it's called. There's a guy like this poor fucker is just cycling around in the rain. I would be absolutely mortified. I hate anything touristy. I'm not laughing at the tuk-tuk, by the way. I know some people use that. I'm not laughing at that, right? Like, I'm very used to, like, different forms of transport. I'm used to seeing, like, horse and carts, especially when people are footing turf, right? You know, you'll usually see a dad on a tractor pulling a load of turf, and then one of his lads, like, will be behind him with a horse, like, pulling another load of turf. That's how that goes. I'm not laughing at the tuk-tuk, okay? I'm laughing at these two in the rain unnecessarily on the goddamn tuk-tuk. That's what I'm laughing at. Anyway, we're getting loads more kissing from these two. Do you know what I was thinking, right? I hope these two brought plenty of lube with them, and I hope she has a whole load of cranberry juice. She's going to be in bits because I know these two are banging non-stop. She's not going to be able to sit down after this. Anyway, we're hearing from the OGs. So we're hearing from Mary. Now, Mary is telling us about her trip to Mexico, and Robyn says to Mary that she just felt really bad, you know, because she didn't get to talk to Kody. Now, bear in mind that Mary was only gone for 3 days, like 3 days, right? So apparently, Robyn just insisted that Kody called the wives because she's an absolute and utter angel, right? I'm telling you, she only did that to make sure that when Kody is away with the wives, like he will actually get in touch with her. So Robyn is telling us how polygamy wives feel, and then I thought, Holy Mother of God, what the hell is Diane Downs doing here? Now, normally when I'm looking at Robyn, she usually reminds me of Janelle Evans from Teen Mom. I don't know whether anybody watches that, but in this moment, just the way she looked at me, I thought, fucking hell, it's Diane Downs. I think it's the pencil thin eyebrows, which I really love, by the way. Now, do you know what I love even more than that? Is the fact that we have actually gotten a complete and utter 180, because we went from the pencil thin eyebrows and now we have the caterpillars, both of which I really do appreciate. But you know what I don't appreciate? You know, you people out there giving her tips and saying, like, oh no, do this, do that. Like, stop doing your eyebrows. Like, you know, it looks like you're just putting marker all over your face. Stop telling her that. I love the eyebrows the way I love Cody's hair. Like, I like Cody's hair, like, really long and straggly and stringy, you know, getting thinner and thinner. And I love the eyebrows for Robyn the way I love the hair for Kody. Just let it be, right? Just let it be. Because you're not even doing the world any favours. Anyway, she's telling us about like the OG wives. And apparently, like, they just let their emotions get the better of them, you know? God, these women, you know, just letting their emotions get the better of them. Even though Kody is a good and honourable man, I thought Robyn, if he was a good and honourable man, he wouldn't have left his newborn baby to be shagging you sideways in San Diego. Anyway, Robyn wants Kody to tell the wives that he's on honeymoon with his wife that he loves, but he still loves them because we really have to rub it into these women's faces. You know, we really have to kick them when they're down. So we're hearing from Janelle. Now, according to her, right, she didn't pick up the phone to Kody for 3 days. But that's actually a lie. That is a lie. Because Kody says that Janelle ignored him for 7 days. And apparently that was just very difficult for him. So when he was balls deep inside of Robin, right, he was just very sad because Janelle was ignoring him. Anyway, we're finding out about Janelle and Cody's relationship. And these two were the best of friends before they got married. I do actually believe that to be true. Now, Cody says that he was always talking to Janelle and he always thought that she was really cute, but she was his best friend. Now, Janelle says, like, she's not into the hearts, the flowers being all giggly. She's had that kind of relationship before, but that's just not what she's looking for. Now, Cody reckons that Janelle just wants to be more romantic. I thought, what the fuck, Cody? The woman has literally just told us that she wants the opposite. He knows nothing about women. He doesn't even know anything about his own wife. And Christine is telling us that she was initially a bit jealous of their relationship because Cody really valued Janelle for her intellect and that he doesn't value Christine for her intellect. I thought, Christine, he doesn't value you for anything, love. Like, you have to be honest with people, right? As harsh as it is, you do actually have to be honest with people. So now we're seeing Cody calling her, right? And he's talking to Mary. So he's ringing Mary and he's saying to her, like, he's asked her how she's doing. And Mary says, like, I'm not very happy. Do you know what? If I was Cody, I would have just hung up the phone. I would hang up the phone to anybody like who answered me like that. Also, if I'm Mary, I wouldn't have done any of that, okay? First of all, I wouldn't have answered the phone. And then the second time Cody rang, I would have let it ring maybe 3 or 4 times, okay? But when I answered the phone, all Cody would hear is, oh, 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 I can't talk right now. Bang! And then I just would have hung up the phone. Like, that's how that shit would have gone, you know? Anyway, these two are saying goodbye. And Mary says to Cody, text me before you go to bed. I guarantee you, right? She's still waiting for him to text her. So anyway, we're home from this shag fest. And apparently Cody is going to cook while the wives go shopping. Now we see an adorable, truly Maggie Simpson. And you know what? I realised, okay? The baby actually, do you remember Robin with the grandbaby? That's what the baby looks like here. Because, like, the noggin is still completely bald, right? She's no hair at all. And that's what she reminded me of. Anyway, apparently, Christine went to the school and she took the baby with her. So the principal said to Christine, oh, take the baby down to get their photographs taken. And you know what I was thinking, right? Cody is such an absolute and utter moron. Because, like, obviously, this is the first day at the polygamy school for the baby. Like, you're never going to get your first pictures in the polygamy school taken again. And he has missed out on that, you know? I wonder how many other, like, first times, first experiences he has missed out on. Like, you'll never get that time back, you know? Anyway, we're hearing from Robin. So, after the honeymoon, right? Christine, now bear in mind, right? The woman had just had a baby. She had postnatal depression. But Christine rings Robin in floods of tears and she says to Robin, just tell me that you needed this, right? And Robin says, because you know we have to rub salt into the wound. Robin says, well, of course I did. Of course I needed this 11-day honeymoon walking around San Diego with your husband, getting on his zip line, flying down it as if I'm in a hurry to get to my gynecology appointment. I needed that, Christine. I needed that while your stitches were still healing from giving birth. That's what I needed. Now I'll tell you what, you know what I need, right? If I can just say, like, I need something, I need to win the lotto. That's what I need in my life. Robin is so incredibly fucking selfish. She really is. Anyway, we're going shopping with the wives. I got really happy, okay? Because the four of them are in the same car. I love seeing that. I love seeing that. Anyway, Cody is telling us why it was important for him and Robin to go on this 11-day honeymoon. Well, according to Robin, like she needed it. But according to Cody, like when the OGs and him were getting married, they had no kids. I thought that doesn't even make any sense. And more reason why you shouldn't be leaving your children, like, you know, for 11 days to go bang your side chick in San Diego. Anyway, we're with the wives inside of this shop, right? Now, Rabbit is trying on some kind of a top. It's kind of like a pilgrim top, kind of like that. And Christian, right, straight face, just comes out with it and says to her, you look flat chested. Because, of course, we know, like, Christine has the big boobies. Now, I was wondering, Because Christine has said like that she either had a boob job or a boob lift. I'm not sure, but I'm glad that she did. Okay, I love that she's doing things for herself. Now you bear in mind, right? This woman has breastfed a half a dozen kids, so I was delighted she did it. But I was wondering about Robin, all right? Because Robin back then, in comparison to now, was very, very different. Okay, big difference. And I was wondering, did Robin have a boob job? Or like, did she just do it the natural way, by eating? I was actually wondering that. Anyway, the wives like are back home. And we're hearing from Kody, he's talking like some absolute utter bollocks, right? Because Kody reckons that having more than one wife is just like, loving your kids. Because when the baby came along, when baby truly came along, like into the family, it didn't take away the love that he had for Logan. I thought, well, of course it didn't, because you don't love Truly. You nearly fucking killed her when you were supposed to be looking after her. Anyway, we're hearing from the adults on the sofa now. Now, Robin reckons that they all just like love each other. Do you know, I don't know what goes on inside this woman's mind, okay? But I need this level of delusion in my life. I really do. Well, not permanently, okay? Just for about 24 hours. I want to find out what it's like to go through life just like not being able to read a room. I really do. I'm telling you, this is why you need people in your life who are going to knock you down a peg or two. If I went on like this, right, I can only imagine what my mother and father would say to me. They'd have no problem knocking me down a peg or two. And that's what you need, right? That's why you always need people in your life, to be honest with you. Now, for some reason, Mary decides to tell us about plural marriage. So she reckons that plural marriage is just like a pregnant woman, okay? Because a pregnant woman, she's going to be in pain, but it'll be worth it. I thought, Mary, what the hell are you talking about? And like at the end of a pregnancy, the woman is going to have her baby. She's going to be all happy and delighted, like holding a new baby. But like at the end of you bringing Robin into the family, she's going to fucking destroy it. The woman is an absolute another parasite. Anyway, so now we're back with the family, like in the house, and we're all just having cake, like to celebrate the wonderful family that we are. So we're all blowing out the candles together, and Kody says, like, they're doing this because we're starting a new chapter as one big family, and we are gonna watch Kody Brown burn this thing down to the ground, and we're gonna recap every single moment of it. Anyway, that is the honeymoon special, and that is the end of our recap. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.